Um, hey, how's everybody doing? So, what's going on, everybody? Me and Danielle are back for another saga. How's it going?
Oh, the drama. Let the drama continue, man.
Let the drama begin. But like they say. So, you were asking me this question behind the scenes. Am I nervous, right?
Yeah. Are you nervous?
This is the biggest game. We got to get over the hump. We got to beat Detroit.
This is a
But
younger team. Like, yo, the Niners, everybody, Bosa, Chase Young, everybody got a pitch in. Like, do they understand one mistake and it's over?
yeah, and that's the problem right there. I think we need to go bench Logan Ryan. I don't see him doing good on the run. No offense to Logan Ryan. He's a good veteran, but he doesn't seem to have that ability no more. So I'm hoping they go back to Jair Brown at least because you need to stop the run. Because of what we did against
We
the
do.
Packers, we can't have that against the Lions. You can't have Gibbs run like exactly how Aaron Jones did because if he runs like that, that's a touchdown. I mean, we got to work on
Yo,
stopping
this
the
is a
run.
stressful game.
Yeah, it is. It's stressful because the Lions have I think they have one of the top 5 best running games and they're going to be a challenge. I don't see much of an issue with their defense. They're like a bend don't break defense, but we faced defense like that before and we've had
Yeah.
a lot of success against those type of defense. I mean,
Yeah, but it's like, I'm actually I kind of want to face, like everybody keep asking me. I don't like neither team, but I kind of want Patrick Mahomes. I know people are tired of Patrick Mahomes, but it's the simple fact that Patrick Mahomes has disrespected us multiple times. And I
I think
need this Super Bowl revenge on him, man. Like, y'all don't get it, dude. You don't get
so
it. It's like, yo,
so either one we get one of those rematch. So that's the crazy part.
yep.
Either one we get a rematch, but I feel very confident about this matchup. Oh, want me to show you something kind of interesting? The interesting part about fans who do this type of stuff, and it's not a good thing. I don't know why they do this, but this is why I think I'm not going to feel as nervous as I think right now because I saw something like this. I guess this guy did this, and you know what they say? It's a curse. Who does that? Who does that?
White people.
But who does that? Seriously. You can't be doing that. Other fans, like other Lions fans or whoever those other fans, they're gonna be upset and look for that guy. You seen it happen to that one Bills fan? That
Yep.
one
He
that
wiped their booty with the towel, and look what happened.
oh, of course we don't expect nothing less from Cowboy fans because they do this every damn time. It's not a good thing. But anytime somebody puts a tattoo of the Super Bowl, that's a curse. I don't know. I think it's going to be an uptight game. I think it's going to be pretty competitive, but I believe we're going to win this game. A lot of reasons why I
I'm
believe we can.
excited for Armstead because understandably he didn't play that much because he was coming back.
He was a little
But my
rusty
only
too.
concern, yeah, is Debo. He's
Yeah,
not injured, but that lingering pain,
that could be
is it
something he
going
has
to
to deal with.
bother him? Yes, the same with Armstead. Like
I
our
think
players are getting older and their pain tolerance is becoming to a point where, can you bear this? Like even with Armstead, because
yeah,
it's a lingering issue, do you see him coming back or do you think this is it for him?
Armstead has a contract for a while. I don't know. I think for Debo, he's 28. He's still in his prime, so he still got his good years behind. Him, just can't stay healthy. That's the problem. Um, he's been practicing 2 straight days now, so you're just hoping that he can make it to the game healthy. But the
Well, he
reason
wasn't
why,
at our last practice, was he? Because I know he missed the practice.
yeah, but yesterday he was limited, and today he just went to practice again. He caught some passes with Brock in practice. He's still trying to shake off the shoulder, like you were saying. But I think
Yeah.
the good thing about it, it's not a hairline fracture, which would have him miss like a few weeks or longer. Um,
Wait, how old is Debo?
he's like 27.
Oh,
I mean, he's in his prime. I mean,
but yeah,
usually
I get it. But football injuries, they can be like a pain,
the thing with
make you
Debo
age.
is the thing with Debo is we use him too much as a running back. That's why he gets hurt a lot. He's more of he's a wide receiver, but we use him a lot as a running back, so that's why he gets hurt a lot. I mean, yeah, he's not on injury report. Um, you know what's on injury report? There's some Lions players that are not going to play this game. Their starting
Yes,
guard,
not
their,
yeah. They're
their starting
substituting.
yeah, their starting guard Jonah Jackson is going to miss this game. Their backup tight end Brock Wright is out for this game. He's like their blocking specialist, and then they just signed Zach Ertz because they're
I
short
seen
on.
that Mark ass shit, bro.
I thought he was gonna just. I thought he would have been smart and not even sign with them and wait. It would have been kind of funny if we decided to get Sue. That would have been funny just to sign him old lion face just to get him on our rotation. That'd be kind of hilarious. Wouldn't that be like a savage move? Go sign Sue. That would have been kind of funny. Like, oh, Detroit, you guys want to run the ball? Hey, we're gonna bring your old friend from over here. We're gonna bring old Sue over here. That would have been kind of funny, but we got this other guy from the Rams that we picked up. I feel like the matchup's going to be a lot interesting. I think if we can run it pretty well with McCaffrey, we should be able to like torch him a little. But I think their pass defense is where we got to excel the most because they give up a lot of big plays. And that's concerning for a Lions fan, yeah, you guys have a good offense, but your defense is probably where it does stress you guys out more. Our defense can at least hold
I,
up a little better.
and then that's the problem. I'm the part that I'm mostly concerned is not a lot of people are really talking about this, but and I'm praying like I'm not worried about players ever on my team. It's just Kyle that bothers me
Kyle's
anytime,
play
and he
calling.
was so yes, like when he meets a team that can match his defense or offense, he gets a little wacky with the play calling, and it's just like
He's a
keep
bit
your
stubborn.
face out the playbook.
Yeah, he's a bit stubborn. He can try to be too unpredictable. He can guess too much of his stuff. So that's what kind of makes it so frustrating. Like, like against the Green Bay Packers, what was he doing with that clock situation before halftime? You should have went for the touchdown before kicking a field goal, at least. I thought that was dumb of him. Like you killed 40 seconds of clock and it was like at least over a minute or something to get into the end zone almost. But we had to settle for a field goal, which got blocked. But still, that's what made me question Shanahan a little bit on his clock management. Should have been handled better if he would have just called a couple timeouts and maybe used it to try to go for a touchdown. And if you don't get the touchdown, at least you get closer to kicking the field goal better than where you were, you know? I mean, he left a lot of points on the board right there.
It's just like and Kyle's my guy, like as an offensive coordinator. It's just certain times you want to be fancy, it's not the time. Like be fancy in regular season. And this ain't regular season. Like I get it. Like I feel like sometimes also with Purdy, with the
He tried.
what game was it? He's so focused on this MVP. Like Purdy can't throw the ball. Like when he kept throwing, I was like, Kyle, what are you doing?
Yeah,
That's not him. The run game. That's what like but I wanted to ask you, do you think that we'll blitz a lot more in this game?
that I don't know. I think we're gonna. I'm hoping maybe we try to mix it up a little bit because that's the best chance for us to beat the Lions is to get the stat. I mean, not get Stafford. I mean, get the Goff. If we get the Jared Goff a lot more, his passer rating goes way down when you pressure him. He goes from like
Hmm.
he goes from the bottom five as a passer. Once you pressure Jared Goff, which we've had success with him over the years, he does not. He crumbles. The last 5 games, you want to know Jared Goff's record against the Niners the last 5 games? Let me give you an interesting stat about Goff's record against the Niners
Yeah.
the last 5 games. He's
Yeah.
0 He's 0-5. His performance, he plays mediocre. He plays terrible against the Niners defense. Like any other team he can play against, he'll look like an elite quarterback. But when he plays against the Niners defense, he looks like somebody's like backup quarterback or third stringer. That's how bad we make that dude look. All you gotta do is just pressure this guy. All you gotta do is rattle
That's
him.
they say what they you got to do with Purdy is pressure him. So
But
this game,
Purdy's a
the
little
thing
different.
is, yeah, the problem I have is it's gonna be Bosa and all them. Like they got to step it up this game. They were
They got paid a lot of
non-existent.
money to do nothing. They gotta do
That's
something.
what I'm saying. Like I get it. He was paid for his accolades from last season. But I figured, you still would want to prove that I still got it. So, and it's like you never really show up in the playoffs. So I feel like Bosa has a lot to prove. And I think like with this game, because of the Lions and how great their offense is, I think that, Kittle, I think it's going to be a Kittle game. I think Javon Hargrave is going to have a game, but it's just my problem is blitzing. Like, I think if we blitz, we can throw them off, but it's just all on what Kyle's gonna do, and he's so unpredictable that's just like I'm gonna punt if he loses. CG, if we lose, dear, I'm gonna go straight to the news and say
Oh,
that
you're
he
gonna get
sexually
reported for
harassed me.
that. You're gonna get reported for
He
that. But
sexually harassed me. Like, I need the Niners. Like, there is no excuse, not one excuse. He has this big ass toy chest, and he has like an array of toys to pick from. Like, come
I,
on, bro.
I mean, this guy. This is the problem with Kyle. He kind of gets too unpredictable. But I think what can help us beat the Lions on their offense is let's just force Goff to throw the ball more. But instead of doing the regular thing, let's do a 5D line thing. Because we did it against the Jaguars and it worked really well. You take away the running game, you force the quarterback to throw the ball, and then he holds onto the ball for a while, and he kind of plays like a deer in the headlight or something. We might need to go that route. I want to go into a 5-man, like a 5D line thing where you stop the run. Try to tell him, you know what? Hey, we're not going to have you run the ball. Try to beat us with Jared Goff. And then let's get pressure up front to that guy. That's what we need to do. That's
You
our
better
game.
preach.
Yeah, that's our game plan. We need to force them to have. We got to force them to have Jarrett beat us, which Jarrett
But
doesn't
what
do.
I did notice with the Lions, if they start off offensively explosive,
They're hot.
they wear out by like the third quarter. So somehow, like if you get them to play explosively by the third quarter, they're drained. They have nothing because their defense is kind of iffy.
Their
So
defense
it's
is,
like,
yeah, they're ranked 23rd overall defense, but they are 28 against the pass. I think their run defense is at least, I think it's ranked third against the run, which is one of their strengths.
I
But as
thought it was
far
fourth.
fourth or something, I guess so. But their red zone defense isn't that great. Third
No,
down,
they struggle in red zone.
third down defense is where they're like top 15, I believe. But in other statistics, not so good. This is like playing. This is going against a worse Packers defense because at least the Packers had a decent defense. It wasn't that great, but when you face the Packers defense, we were still able to win the game. I don't know. Lions defense just doesn't seem like as good as the other defense we face. I think Green Bay's defense was probably the best challenge we had all playoffs. I think Lions defense, you're going to get your big chunk of yards. I think if we balance our game and if McCaffrey has a ball game, I think it's going to be hard for them to stop us. And I think Purdy's going to have maybe almost 300 yards passing.
You know what? We're not gonna do
But if
that.
they force him to beat him and he goes over 400 yards and pulls
It's over.
it's over. But can you believe the Lions defense gave up 400 yards to Nick Mullins? Nick freaking Mullins.
Mhm.
Vikings, come
Don't
on.
we talk about Nick Mullins? That's my
Come
foot.
on. That's the problem right there. But hey, the difference with Nick Mullins is he makes mistakes. I don't think Brock would do that. Can you imagine if Brock Purdy
You lie, y'all. I just
Can you imagine if Brock Purdy goes
Brock
over
Purdy,
400
man. He's starting to look like a game manager. He
but
really is.
Can you imagine if he goes over 400 yards and goes 5 touchdowns, 0 picks? How would you
Y'all
feel
know
about
the only reason why we beat the Packers is because Jordan Love threw that pick.
and then
That had
plus
nothing to do with the team.
and the
Nothing.
kicker and the kicker missed a
And
field
the
goal.
kicker, like they gave us that game, which I was
And
like,
LaFleur going on 4th down
LaFleur
actually.
always comes through in the clutch for us every year,
He gives us the
every
game.
time.
He says, "Here you go. Take it." You just take it.
he he always does that.
He
But
says,
I
"Here you go, Kyle."
honestly like I literally am getting to the point now where it's like I was made a tweet on Twitter where it was like, we the Niner fan base, like, stop whining, y'all. Brock Purdy is considered a great quarterback. So all greats always get criticism.
Yeah,
Kobe got it, Curry got it, LeBron got it. But at
but
the end of the day, y'all can't sit here and criticize everybody else's teams and quarterbacks. But when it comes to Purdy, y'all want to cry? No, let that dude. Every time somebody talk bad about him, he has an excellent game. Just
oh
let them talk trash. So all he got to do is just,
yeah, spreading the
show
field.
everybody like, hey,
Spreading the field's going to be key. They're going to try to have us beat them with Purdy, but I think McCaffrey's still going to have a decent game as long as he gets like close to 90 yards rushing. We should still be good on balancing the offense. You know, a lot of people want to see him have those crazy stat numbers. I think you're going to get it this week. This might be funny. Wouldn't it be kind of funny if he comes over 400 yards passing and has one of his best performance, and then the people like Nick Wright and those other guys can't say a damn thing? That'd be kind of funny, right?
all all I know, CG is
But you'll see
y'all
excuses.
said,
Yeah.
you Niners said, my husband. Let me make this clear to y'all. I like Jimmy Garoppolo because he fine. He sucks as a quarterback, but he fine. So of course women like me are gonna go. But y'all said he was the reason we lost the Super Bowl. So that means Brock Purdy better win it.
I
But
mean,
if he don't, he better win it because they said it was Jimmy's fault. They
I don't
said
think
Jimmy Garoppolo.
I don't think he was the reason why we lost. I think it had a lot to do with Kyle's play calling. What was he doing with? What was he doing expecting Jimmy to be the guy? He had a game. He had a good game plan. Should have stuck with the running game a little more, and that would have easily sealed the deal. Yeah, what's up, Loyola Houston? What's up, Mikey Saints fan? What's up, Crazy Juice? Um, I think this is going to be a better game because when Brock struggles those following weeks, he plays a better game. So my bold prediction for this game is I think you're going to see Brock Purdy have one of his greatest games. I may sound crazy, but he's going to probably go over 30 attempts and go over 400 damn yards passing and have like 4 or 5 touchdowns with no picks. Something tells me he's going to carve that defense. McCaffrey's probably going to have like almost 90 yards rushing, maybe another. I think this game might not even be that close. I don't know. Something tells me we win by 17 or 2 touchdowns at least. But I think that's what's going to make it hard because all we got to do is just stop the Lions running game. All they have on offense is Sam Laporta, but he's not like effective because his knee's messed up. Then you got the St. Brown kid. He's really, really good. Reynolds is like their other best receiver, but the rest of the guys, they're all right. They're not like big household names. But that St. Brown kid's good. I think St. Brown is that one shifty receiver that you got to block. Like, yeah. Yep, effective running game will wear down a defense. Yep, they do. But I think with McCaffrey, I think we should be able to have more of a factor because McCaffrey isn't just no ordinary running back. What the Lions did against Rachaad White, is Rachaad White in the same caliber as McCaffrey? No. But he had like 66 yards rushing with 9 attempts. So I think if he can be effective, I think McCaffrey should have a field day. Because I seen us face I think I seen us face Dallas's run defense before, and they had a top defense before injuries, and we were still able to run the ball effectively. I remember when we played Philadelphia, they kind of gave up a big amount of runs, but they were really in the top 5 or top 10 against the run, and we torched them on the running game. So, what do you think, Danielle?
With mom, you need me to go cook? Okay. Um,
Yeah.
Lee. Oh, sorry, I had to get up from old. Hey, CG, guess what?
What's going on? That's, that's
February 1st is my birthday.
oh, your birthday's coming up, huh? Hopefully, we go to the
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl. Hopefully, we go to the Super
That,
Bowl so
that,
you can. You know what? Hopefully, for your belated birthday, you get a Super Bowl win.
that's
So
all I
Kyle,
want.
so Kyle can silence the doubters and be in the same discussion as his father. And actually, this would be the first in NFL history that a generation of a generation goes to a Super Bowl with the same people. Mike Shanahan went to the Super Bowl with Ed McCaffrey and Gary Kubiak.
You right. You right.
Kyle and Christian McCaffrey and Clint and the other Kubiak guy, Clint and Clay Kubiak. Does that kind of have a little trace of history?
Yep.
It's never been done before. Never been done in NFL history.
That's crazy.
If they win a Super Bowl, that would be the rarest history in the NFL because I don't think there's a generation who wins championships after decades. Like Mike Shanahan won one as a offense coordinator with the Niners, and then he won a Super Bowl as a head coach of the Broncos. But he won it with the same people. Kyle wins it with the same people. He is going to be in the same discussion as his father, if not better. So
Well,
I think
let's
so
hope
I
he
think
gets there.
so I think if Kyle wins a Super Bowl, he will be in the same conversation as his dad. But if he wins multiple, he might be kind of catching up to the Bill Walsh level, but not yet. But he has to win multiple Super Bowls to be in that same discussion.
You can't never put them two in the same category.
Nah, you can't, but you can at least put him in a conversation where they
You can
have
put him in a conversation with Harbaugh or Seifert, but
oh
you can't put him. The only person who
Seaford.
on the level of Bill Walsh is
It's a little different era,
Belichick.
but I'm talking about like multiple championships. If he wins, he
No,
can
the
be
only person who is with Bill Walsh is Belichick. That's it.
Belichick is different.
That's it.
But I think with Seaford, he wouldn't be too far off on him. But
No, Seifert because he only got one, and then Kyle would
no, he
get
got
one.
two.
But I think he would be better than Seifert.
Seaford has two because remember when Bill Walsh retired in 1988 after the Super Bowl?
No, he only has one with us.
No, Seaford has like two as a head coach.
He has one with us, right?
No, look at George Seaford in 1989. That's when they won the Super Bowl against the Broncos. He was the head coach. And Seifert was a rookie head coach that year. Like, yeah, just look up the Super Bowl in 1989. Seifert was the head coach. Seifert's won 2 Super Bowls. Bill Walsh has only won 3. I would have thought that it was Bill Walsh who won 4 Super Bowls, but no, he only won 3, and Seifert only won 2. Seifert has been a huge part of the Niners' success, so he's got all 5 of the rings.
I wish Bill Walsh was still alive.
Yeah,
You
Bill
know,
Walsh
if
retired, and then he just went to Stanford the following season, and then he decided to coach at Stanford.
if Bill Walsh was still alive, he would have went to Kyle and had a conversation with him as a veteran leader of the organization.
I think he would have given the proper advice that he needed.
There you go. I
but
think
I
that's
don't
the
know.
problem. Nobody wants to stand up to him and say what they have
Not
to
even
say.
not even his old man doesn't even want to do that.
Like,
I wish I wish old Mike could just come up to his son and say, "Hey, man, you got a chance to win something, man. Don't do this." Like, I wish Mike Shanahan had the balls to tell his son, like, "Hey, man, don't do this, man. He says, "Hey, this is what you're doing wrong. It's working, but you gotta go with something that's gonna stick with the formula. Don't change it. Don't be too conservative. Don't try to be too cute." When he did that Juwan Jennings running play, that one was kind of stupid, but I guess it was in the playbook, so that's what happened. But how the hell do you run it with Juwan Jennings? It just didn't make sense to me. When I play that on Madden, when I run it with Juwan Jennings on that sweep run, whatever that Debo does, he only gets you maybe 5 yards or he fumbles a damn ball. That's what I hate about playing that Madden game. So when I was playing Madden and using Juwan Jennings, you can either get 5 or 6 yards off of that run play from him, but he's not that fast. And if you hit him pretty good, he can either fumble the ball. So that's what I hate about it. But yeah, it was like a dumb play. Purdy's about to ball out. I think Purdy's about to put up a 400. 400. He's going to go on a 400 damn yard game. I think our running game's still going to be good, but I think this is the kind of game where the analysts are probably just going to say, but he had a great performance. We can't say nothing. And then Nick's going to say, oh, I want to see him do it in the Super Bowl. I want to see him do that again. Or he's going to say,
y'all realize Nick Wright is a Chiefs fan.
yeah, he's a goalpost. He looks like a rat.
He
Like, if
just,
you
I
look at
mean,
it,
I agree, but I agree with Nick Wright. One thing I do like about him is he doesn't go with propaganda.
he
And
doesn't
a lot
switch
of
his
people
tune.
get mad. Like Purdy is literally a game manager. He's proven he's not. He's yet to prove that he's not. He's proven to everybody, but all quarterbacks this generations are game managers.
I
But then
mean,
it's just like at the end of the day, Purdy just want a ring so he could get endorsements, so he could pay his rent. That's all he said. He just trying to
I,
figure
I
out how to pay
mean,
rent.
I mean, being a game manager, but I don't think he's a game manager by any means. I think he does exactly what you need to do. But I think for Brock Purdy to have a chance to win the Super Bowl this year, he's got to have to be a game manager too.
I mean,
Because
Jimmy, who's
no, no,
horrible,
no, he doesn't
made
have
it
to
to the
be. He
Super
doesn't have to
Bowl.
be like Jimmy. But for Brock Purdy, man, just do your part, do what you do best, but don't try to be the hero. Because we don't need Brock Purdy to be the hero. We need him to just like, if we manage the game with Brock Purdy and he puts on a pretty good performance, as long as he manages the game, I don't care what people think of him. I don't care if they call this kid a game manager. I just
This
want him
is
to
this fan base. They so it's like
I don't care
Purdy is
I
a
don't care
good
if he throws
quarterback.
yeah, I don't care if he throws 25 passes and gets maybe about 3 or 400 yards passing out of those plays. At least those were the big time plays where he made them out of big
He's
chunk
a
of.
good quarterback. That's what I'm saying. But I want people to understand he's just in his second season. Allow him to make mistakes and grow.
I
He's
think that's
supposed to, but the fan, they put all these expectations on him. And it's just like the nigga just literally is only in his
I mean,
second
he's a
season.
top 5 quarterback. The way he
He's not
plays,
even top five. A top, you want me to tell you how he could prove to me he top five?
what
Do
is
do what Trey Lance did. Then you can prove to me you're a top five. Because Trey Lance won without CMC, Debo, all those people. He never got an opportunity to play with those men, but he got us through preseason. Trey did. Brock Purdy is a second season quarterback who's doing extremely well. And I just don't like when he gets all these expectations because when he don't meet them, like let's just say he loses the Super Bowl. Is he a bust?
no.
Is he a bust?
I don't know if he's a bust. I mean, but I don't even want to think of that performance. But like you said, how would they think of him like that? They'll probably just think of him exactly how they thought of Jimmy, but they're just gonna think of him like, oh, he's this and that. But
He's a Jimmy 2.0.
that's how they're gonna look at him as because the way how it played out. But I don't think it's gonna be the case. I think Brock's gonna play a lot better in this match. Like I think one thing about Brock Purdy is he's not gonna be like how the other guy does. He's gonna be able to try to move away if the pressure comes, and he's gonna try to look for that open receiver, and he's gonna try to keep his poise calm. So if there's a couple mistakes, he's gonna bounce back. One thing
Yeah,
about Brock Purdy is when he has a bad performance, he tends to play his best game the next week.
like
For some-
every other quarterback.
yeah,
Like
but this
every
one is
quarter.
like
He's not I'm not saying he's horrible. He's good. I'm just not impressed by his stats because like I tell people, I don't give a crap about his stats.
I care
If
about
he
winning.
could win a Super Bowl, then he good. He the best ever. I get it. But his stats ain't got nothing to do with that. Like,
I think it's
of
about
course,
winning.
in regular season, you're Jimmy G in 2019 had his exact same stats. Played it. The only difference is he had more interceptions, but he
I think
couldn't win a Super Bowl. So I'm at this point now. I'm like, I don't give a crap. You don't get no pat on the back to me. You need to win the Super Bowl, bro. If
I
not,
think
fire your coach.
I
Fire
think
your coach.
I think the difference of those stats is Purdy has more touchdowns than Jimmy on the 2019, but yeah, the picks are a little more off on his game. But I think what Brock Purdy is, he's not afraid of taking deep shots. That's one thing I've noticed about him. Like, he's not afraid of taking throws down the field. I don't think he's quite much of a check down guy. So that might be one thing he needs to work on, is being a good check down at times. You don't need to be the hero. What you need to do is make the passes like he did against the Packers. He did some of those check down passes where it did make a difference. But against Detroit, I think he's going to play loose. He's going to play loose, and he's going to have some big-time plays coming into his favor. So I
I
expect
just want
Brandon
Brock
Ayuk.
to win.
Yeah, I want Brock to win too, but I think Brandon
Honestly, the Niners could win if we would have got if Harbaugh would have came home. That's all.
Harbaugh is just in Charger. He's in LA Chargers, so that's going to be pretty. It's weird.
He
Just a,
finna turn Herbert into a mechanic, man.
he's going to turn this kid's career around, and they're going to start winning games. And I think the Chiefs are going to have huge competition with this.
Yep.
I don't think it's gonna. I don't even think it's even. I don't even think it's a far fetch, because I've seen Harbaugh turn around a culture just like he turns it around just like that. I mean,
Because he's an actual coach who knows how to coach.
and he
That's
played
the
the game
beauty of
also,
him.
and he played the
Yeah.
game, so he knows what it takes to win, and he comes from a pedigree where they come from
He used to
winning.
play for Detroit. That's
No, he,
crazy. Harbaugh used to play for Detroit. That's
no, he
crazy.
used to play for Michigan.
No, I'm talking about, and he used to play on with Detroit Lions. Harbaugh did.
I
I
looked
guess
at
they
that.
used that to try to rile us up, but I was like, that is not gonna work because half of the Niner fan base hate that man.
He played in Chicago, and he played in
Yeah,
the Colts. Played with the Colts, and then he played his last single down with the Chargers. So that made a lot of sense for him to be a coach, because he was with the Chargers a while back.
well, CG, I tell you this much: this game needs to hurry up and get over.
Get it
Because
over with so
I
we
have
can talk
never
football.
had anxiety problems as bad as it's like
I hope your
Detroit's
birthday
the up.
comes
They're
true.
younger, so they got more stamina and da 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 da.
They're more hungry for sure,
Yes,
and
so
I
it's
think
just
there's more
like
to prove. They got more to prove than we do, because honestly, the pressure is on us to get to the Super Bowl. But
thank you.
do we
Yes,
have
because
more?
it's
Do we
like
have more to prove than them? They got a lot more to prove than us,
so it's
because
like come on, y'all, please don't play with my emotions this season. Like
yeah. But the pressure
I'm tired of
definitely
the
the.
trauma fan.
You know who has to prove more in this game besides the Niners is Jared
Tired.
Goff. Jared Goff has to
Jared Goff
prove.
gonna come home. Yep.
Yeah, he has to prove to the Rams that, hey, you made a mistake by giving up on me too soon.
Well, he's already proved that because
Yeah,
he
but
made
he's
it.
still. But
He
if
made
he
it.
but if he makes an appearance to the Super Bowl, that would be what can actually prove his case about the Rams,
Yo.
that you gave up on me too soon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you
the
guys.
storyline, this is what I like too. The storyline. So you got Jared Goff,
Yeah,
he's
but if
back
he makes it,
home with the Babes, the Detroit Lions, after like 80 million years of like
yeah, but
in
if
the
he makes
closet.
the appearance, that would definitely kind of like that would definitely silence the Rams for what they did wrong. I mean, I get it. Yeah, you got in the short term they won the Super Bowl, but in the long term, you gave up on a kid who actually turned around a team. But I don't see it happening, because we've actually had his number, and I think if we get pressure on Goff, it
I
should
know,
be
thanks to Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy. Oh, you're welcome.
Jimmy with the cheeseburger. I was playing.
Don't talk about my husband. I don't talk about y'all quarterback.
What about Brock? Brock. He's gonna
He's
be honest.
cute. I love Brock. I'm just not on the Jim Jones shit with Brock. I tell everybody, I don't care about nobody on that team. The only thing I need these ignorant niggas to do is win me a Super Bowl. Like,
Win a
I
Super
want
Bowl.
the Niner fans who never,
Got to
ever
witness. They get to see it.
witnessed it. I want them to be able to go to the game and then go come home to the
Or
Bay
go to a
and
parade.
experience, like, I want Trent to get it. I don't care
I,
about nobody else on the Niners. I
I mean,
want Trent to get a ring.
Trent and Debo deserve a ring for all those years they
I
put
don't
the work.
care about Debo. I want Trent.
Trent and Kyle.
Nobody moves unless Trent. That's it.
Actually, I want
Trent
Kyle.
Williams is the real MVP of that team.
Kyle needs to get one so he can cement his legacy with the same discussion as his dad. Because if he
You know, I
wins,
don't know.
he won't be too far off from his dad.
I told everybody too. If Kyle wins the Super Bowl, I will
He,
give that man a heartfelt apology on Twitter.
oh, I'm gonna definitely, whatever happens on this outcome,
Even on your show, I will call
if
him.
we pull it
He
off,
will go from top 15 to top 5.
well, for Kyle Shanahan, if this happens, we're gonna definitely make an appreciation for Kyle Shanahan for that day. So yeah,
I know what you should name it. You know what you should name it? Bye time, nigga.
That's kind of funny. No,
Like,
but
bye, nigga.
we can make a Kyle Shanahan
Everybody, I
appreciation.
told everybody on Twitter that if he wins the Super Bowl, I will humbly apologize. And he will go from top 15 coaches to top 5.
Because winning a Super Bowl does put you a little higher. Like
It does. And it'll just prove that his system is actually worth it.
And he would definitely kind of like change the way how you should try to like keep your team. Because
if he wins a Super Bowl, CG, he will be literally he changed the game of football.
And he'll get
He
players.
will go down, yes.
And he'll get other players to come here for a reasonable deal. They won't even try to they'll probably not want the big time money. They'll probably say, as long as we can win championships, I'm cool with that. And then they can get their bonus pay out of it. So I think if Kyle wins a Super Bowl, he'll definitely attract a lot of the free agents to come here and take something reasonable and not try to hurt the team financially. That's what can actually kind of keep a team around is once you win a championship, they're going to want to experience that feeling. So they're probably going to want to come to us and say, well, I want to be able to keep this culture around. Oh, what's going on, CarCast? What's going on?
Cast, hey, CarCast.
But if Brock Purdy has a great game, that's going to be something that – but then it's going to be funny with Nick Wright. If Nick Wright would probably have no excuses for that performance. If he goes 400
yes, he
yards.
will. Now, if he has a good game against Detroit, then he'd be like, fine, do it in the Super Bowl. Because honestly, I think Nick Wright secretly likes Brock Purdy.
But I think he does
because of how he slanders him, he doesn't want people to know. Honestly, I think he likes Purdy.
I think he does it for rating purposes, nothing else. I don't think he really how did Drake Brendel do? He did okay. I mean, I'm not gonna say much about this guy for right now. He has to give me a reason to not like. Jake Brendel is just he did okay. Not a big fan of him, but I seen what he did I checked out a lot of his film, and he didn't do too bad. He kind of made some nice key blocks, so I can't really see. One thing about Jake Brendel is he is a hit and miss starter because he can have a solid game, but other matchups he can get beat. So since we're going to play against the Lions, I expect Brendel to at least play up to the same level like he did against the Packers because that Lions D-line doesn't really seems very similar to what you're getting with the Packers. I think the one thing that would be concerning is that if we play the Ravens or the Chiefs, I don't think Brendel's going to look good. I hate to say it. Brendel is kind of like the weakest link sometimes. He'll look solid for a game or so. But once he plays against better defense, he is an afterthought. He's like a revolving door. But if he keeps it up, maybe I'll be wrong about him. I'm just not a big fan of Jake Brendel. I think you can always get somebody.
So who did we substitute?
Oh, substitute?
Yeah.
On our D-line or offensive line?
Yeah. I think our D-lineman.
Oh, we have a couple guys in the rotation, like Sebastian Joseph Day is one of the guys in the rotation. Kinlaw is. I don't know why Kinlaw is still on our damn snaps. He gets pushed a lot. We need to keep him. We need to keep him on the bench if he's going to play like that.
Because Kyle likes him. That's why.
Kinlaw just isn't. I don't know. Kinlaw just isn't it. Like I'm sure he's a humble guy and cool and all that stuff. But I don't want that kind of guy. I want a guy who can play good football. He just doesn't seem to cut it.
He doesn't do that for you.
He's supposed to be a good run stopper, and Kinlaw just isn't cutting it. Yeah, yep, that's true. That is exactly true with the way he described it. Yeah, Jimmy doesn't usually like to run, but Purdy does when he has to. Oh, yeah, Debo's gonna play, dude. He's been practicing for two
G,
straight.
don't do that. Don't do that, Del G. Don't do
Dale
that.
G,
Don't talk
Dale
about my
G,
husband.
Dale
That
G's not.
run me my fade, baby. Yes.
Yeah, Dale
Purdy is
G got.
not scared to run, but understand this. Understand this. Jimmy didn't throw one pick against Lamar Jackson. But Purdy is actually a better football player. He's the way how he can elude pressure out the pocket. He's better than what we
That,
had with Jimmy. Nobody's
see,
saying he's not.
the next
But y'all
matchup.
gonna stop disrespecting my husband.
The next matchup, we're gonna face a stationary quarterback. Jared Goff cannot do that. He does not like to evade pressure. He'll just duck down like a sitting duck. He's kind of like Peyton Manning with just the less mobile part, the less mobile version. He's just a regular stationary quarterback. He's a poor man's Kirk Cousins, but he can be scared too. So one thing I've noticed about Jared Goff is he's a skinny quarterback, but doesn't really move well for his size. He can throw the ball really well, but very slow mobile quarterback. Like he kind of runs like he's Peyton Manning. Like, you know how Peyton Manning runs? Peyton Manning can't run like as good. So when you scramble like Peyton Manning, that means you're slow. You're very slow, which he is. So I think that's what gives us more of the advantage is because Jared Goff is not a mobile quarterback. We tend to struggle against mobile quarterbacks, but Jared Goff
Jared Goff don't like pressure either.
He does not like
He,
pressure.
he does not like pressure. Like he freezes up every time, and I'm like, "Fuck, do you have a job?"
Yeah.
Like anytime he feels pressure, he's sacked. He's done.
One thing I want us to do is set the tone on Jared Goff. Like take a couple hits here and there on this guy just to get him off his game. Try to play it fair, play a fair game, but try to like constantly hit Jared Goff because if you constantly hit Jared Goff, it's gonna get him off his game a little bit. And I don't mean being dirty. I don't mean no dirty, no cheap shot shit. No. I mean like just set the tone. Like give him some fair hits a little bit. You know what I mean? Like fair hits to where it rattles him a little bit. Remember what Lenore did to Jordan Love? Remember that one hit when he did to Jordan Love on that one hit?
Motherfucker, Lenore was cracking people in that game left and right.
Yeah, but did you see how Lenore hit Jordan Love? And he was, and the best part was they didn't call that a flag because he was still in bounds. They could have easily called that a penalty, right? But you saw how he hit Jordan Love, right?
It wasn't a penalty.
It was not a penalty, but he told Jordan Love, man, hey, try to run over here and I'm going to knock you out again. I want to see one of our guys do that to Jared Goff. Like, let him know, hey, man.
Well, not Trent, because, they cry about Trent Williams all the time. I don't get it. You see how when Trent barely pushed old boy, he flopped? Yeah. I was like, yo, Trent didn't even touch you, cuz. Like,
hey, what's up,
him or Greenlaw? Him or Greenlaw, because Draymond Greenlaw can't touch nobody without.
Greenlaw gets relentless, man. That's the one thing. But yeah, what's going on? Keith Murphy, the unbeaten. This man is funny. He's a good dude. Yeah, what's up, Tyler? What's up? Yeah, Trent will be back next year. Yep.
He extended it. He already said it, yeah,
but
he's getting up there, man.
I still think we need to go get another tackle, anyways.
Just in case.
Yeah, because I don't know. Colt McKivitz it just isn't it, man. I don't know.
He was doing so well.
Yep, Debo is playing according to all the experts, and TikTok's got me some good amount of views out of that video that I did with Debo. So
hey, I thought I almost had to cut somebody out on TikTok. That crap is so funny. I thought I seen a girl on TikTok like trying to flirt with you. I was like, he is married, huh? Like,
yeah. I don't think
No,
nobody. I don't understand why they leave so many damn comments. That's why I'm like,
they like you.
I'm not. I'm nothing big. I'm nothing special.
It
I'm a
doesn't
married guy.
matter to
I have my
them,
morals. I have my morals, so I'm not trying to
right?
like. Yeah.
Well, you don't have to worry about that because I punch them in their shit.
Bam. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Hey, I want to show you the NFL pick'ems with the presidents. Those are hilarious.
Oh
Like
yeah,
the
I seen that. You seen that?
yeah. You think those are funny or no?
They are funny.
The one where Trump acts like a douchebag is funny as hell.
Yeah, I started laughing.
What
Like,
about
I
the
didn't.
George W. Bush one? What about the George W. Bush one? That guy said he's like a
They don't do
Texas.
all this.
He's a Texas bias meat writer.
Yes, I figured that shit was funny. I didn't think nobody seen that. I was just thinking
It's a
about
funny. I think that's a good way to build good content is doing something like that. It's
it. It
funny.
is.
Yeah, Kyle
I
let
was
Purdy
gonna
do
talk
more
about
than
it, and I
read
was like,
his
man, I
facts.
hope he seen it. CG seen it.
Oh my God. I wasn't gonna bring up this guy's name until you brought it up, sir. I don't want to hear about this guy.
Oh,
OG
Avery
Moses.
Thomas, leave
Oh
him
my
alone.
no. Why'd you bring it up, OG? Now you brought
He,
it up. You brought it up, OG,
uh-oh.
not me. Avery Thomas looked like shit. I'm not gonna lie.
He had a bad game, but he been saving us the rest. He's
He
allowed to
was
mess
solid. He
up.
was solid for a while until a few games he was looking like crap, but still.
Just like Bosa and them. The one thing I don't expect is Thomas slander.
You
Like
know
Avery
what?
Thomas has been a beast.
We need to switch cornerbacks. Let's let him go play for the Lions then.
No, he
Because
fits
they're
well
that
with
bad in
our system.
coverage. They're that bad in coverage, and Avery won't even cover good anyways.
Wow, CG, you just enjoy breaking my heart every day.
Nah, it's just why not we just go take Cam Sutton or whatever they got at cornerback? He can't do no worse than freaking
Oh,
Avery Thomas.
Sertain? Yeah.
Nah, I'm just kidding. But Avery Thomas is from Detroit, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm concerned about. Is he gonna let those guys win on purpose? Is that kicker gonna
He
even
shut up. He's
cost?
not. He loves us.
Jake Moody even said that his parents are Lions fans, and he's kind of like in conflict interest with them.
Speaking of Moody, now that you've brought his name up,
I hope
I
he's
got
not
a
the reason why.
question, CG. Is Jake Moody? Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but Jake Moody had that one important kick, but other than that, he was all right. If you take away the block kick, it wasn't his fault that he missed a kick. I told your guest I was not sold on his play. His technique is horrible. Yeah, he does get a little too aggressive, and that can lead to a lot of penalties.
Nah, Jake Moody was giving an interview, and he was like, well, did it. And I was like,
I hope he's not the reason
work
why.
on your kicking skills before you ask a question, bro. Because
They
he
were
pissed me off, man.
I hope that guy does not become the reason why, because if he does, then we need to cut his ass.
Off with their
Sorry.
head.
If you miss that kick, man, if you're the reason why they go to the Super Bowl, you better get your ass cut and go play for the Lions then. Because we don't want that. We don't want that over here. Every Thomas,
I'm excited. I'm
Every
actually
Thomas, if you
excited for
can't
this
cover,
game.
go stay in Detroit, man. Go stay your bum ass in Detroit if you can't cover no more. And that goes for no, but I'm just saying those two guys got to step up, and they're from Detroit, man. They better step their game up a little bit. Every Thomas, if you can't cover, go stay with the Lions then. They probably need your help more than we do. Hey, Cynthia, how's it going? Hey, even Dale
Hey,
thinks
Sin.
it's funny. He thinks it's funny because it's true. Because if Avery Thomas can't cover, then go stay in 8 Mile, man. Go stay where you're from. Go
Don't do
back.
that.
Go
Don't
back
do
to
that.
Martin Luther King High School, man. Go back to Martin
Don't
Luther
do
King High
that.
School and go
Y'all
cover
not
with
gonna be slandering my boo Thomas. We didn't say that and kick Bosa off the team. Well,
you.
Bosa could bounce. He could go. We don't need him because he
Jake
don't show
Moody,
up in the playoffs anyway.
Jake Moody, go back to Michigan if you're gonna miss kicks.
Yo, all I know, you better talk to him, CG. You better talk to him. You better talk to him. That's
Yes,
your
one more
cousin.
game and we win this
That's
game
your
before we have
cousin.
an opportunity for the game we want to go to. Yep, that's right. I'll be free in Sin City. Hey, wouldn't that be kind of funny if Jimmy goes on a Super Bowl preview week and then he kind of has a little discussion about the old team and says, "Oh yeah, they have a good chance with this kid or something."
CG, talk to your cousin. Thank you.
Yeah,
Because my Super Bowl hopes and dreams is not going to be on Moody's field goal kick. Like that's what we
I'm
didn't
hoping
sign
it
you.
comes down to an Avery Thomas interception so I can so I can silence, so I can have no doubt
So
on
you
Avery
can
Thomas.
give him a public apology.
Yeah, I'll do that. Avery Thomas, can you get me a game-winning
I'm team
interception?
Avery Thomas on this.
Can
That's
you
my
give me a
boo.
can you give me a game-winning interception like you did against the Rams in like 2 years ago in the season finale? Can you give me that kind of
So
interception?
petty.
Avery Thomas, give me an interception and I will give you a public apology. But as of right now, you are trash. And Jake Brendo, do another good performance. Do another good performance and I will give you a public apology. But you still suck. Me and John Chapman are not big fans of Jake Brendo. Just to put it out there, John Chapman does not like Jake Brendo. But he kind of admit that, so I'm the same boat. The only difference is I made Jake Brendo block me on Twitter, and I own that guy. I made Chauncey Gardner Johnson block me on Twitter.
Oh, he did block you too. I remember you was telling, showed me.
Yeah.
You hurt his feelings.
He hasn't really said shit about Debo this week. I'm surprised. He didn't even throw no bulletin board.
That Travis guy who did that song with E40, I've been roasting him all day. I've been like, you
Jim,
do one song with E40 and you think you're a rapper.
Jim
Leave that
Everett,
to the
screw
professionals.
the Rams, man. Screw the Rams. I'm not a Rams fan, dude. What's with the refs? On a positive side, Lenore has sold. I mean, has me sold. He plays like I used to be, hitting fools and ready to fight. I love what he. Yeah, he does. Lenore is a dog. He plays like he is a dog. One thing about Lenore that nobody realizes, he does like lay the boom on somebody, and he doesn't give a shit. And he plays. I guess his nickname is a hyena. You know why they give Lenore that nickname hyena? Because the way he gives you that smirky smile, but then he comes with a little bit of a taunt. He says that's been his nickname ever since he played football was hyena.
Right, Sin? Please win these games. Oh, Tyler came with the strain.
Yeah, Everett's complaining about the refs, but you know what's gonna be funny is we win a Super Bowl. They're gonna complain all season if we win. Please win these next 2 games. We win these next 2 games, you're not gonna hear a damn thing. Yeah, Jim Everett, you're cool with me. I know you're a troll. You're all right, man. I don't got nothing against him. I mean, Jim Everett's kind of like the funniest troll out of everybody else. He's not like a total prick like those other guys. I've seen worse trolls, but Jim Everett's not that bad. I mean, him and Rudy are funny, but Rudy's a legit content creator, but he's just one of them trolls. Yeah. Yeah. You don't gotta explain that. Yeah. You don't gotta explain Jim Everett. I mean, you're cool. I don't got nothing against you. I just think I think sometimes you could be annoying, but you're cool. You know, you're like that. You're like that annoying brother that keeps bragging a lot. That's what you remind me of, but in a good way. But we'll see what happens, man. Score prediction. Let's do score prediction for the Lions. X factors. Let's talk X factors and score prediction. My X factor, to me, it's gonna have to come down to Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk didn't even have a great game the last game against the Packers. I expect Brandon Ayuk to have a better game. I expect this guy to go over 100 yards this game with a touchdown. I expect Ayuk to have a better performance. Ayuk didn't do squat against the Packers. I expect his performance to be better this week. Score prediction, I say Niners 28 and the Lions 20. Dan Campbell's going to go for the 2-point conversion, and he's going to fail. He's going to fail the 2-point conversion. He's going to try to convert on those 4th downs, and then he's going to fail a couple 4th downs. I don't see my name on the top 5 of your list, but okay. Rombo's been there a long time. Hey, Danielle, you there? My X factor is going to be Brandon Ayuk for this week. I think Brandon Ayuk just has to have a better game. As far as defense, it's going to have to come down to maybe Abry Thomas making a couple key stops. I think it has to come down to Abry Thomas playing a little bit better in this game. I think on our defense, if Abry Thomas is playing solid, I think we'll be good. But even if he has a little off game, we still make up for that slack for some reason. Because our defense in the red zone is ranked in the top 5 when it comes to red zone defense. We don't give up a lot of touchdowns. But if Abry Thomas could play solid or decent, we should be able to win this game. I guess she's busy. Yeah, on a positive note, has sold me. It plays like I used to be, hitting fools and ready to fight. I love what he did. Yeah. Score prediction, you have 34, Lions 17. So a 17-point difference. I think it's going to be very competitive, but I think the funny part is the reason why I put Lions 20 because Dan Campbell goes for that 2-point conversion and kind of gets a little too gutsy. And then in that score prediction, we're up by 1 point, and Jared Goff throws an interception to Abry Thomas, and Abry Thomas takes it to the house, and it's 28-20. Shit.
My score prediction is 28-23.
28-23. X Factor, CMC. My X Factor is Brandon Ayuk. If Brandon Ayuk has a great game, it's going to be good for our chances. Because Ayuk didn't do squat against the Packers, but this next game he is going to do something. Usually when Ayuk is having a quiet game the previous game, he has a better matchup game. So I got to go Brandon Ayuk for this one. So who would be your X Factor? X Factor is the refs. See, this guy is something else. So let me guess, Jim Everett. The Lions kick 6 field goals, or does Dan Campbell keep failing those 2-point conversions? Which one is it, Jim Everett? Is it the 2-point conversion fails, or is it the 6 field goals? This dude cracks me up. The refs.
Y'all leave Jim alone. He's still grieving.
Jim's funny. He's just funny. But I'm just curious on Jim Everett.
I figured Jim would be on our side.
No, you would figure he would be on against us, right? But he picked us. This is his score prediction. But I'm curious, is it a yeah. Dan Campbell thinks it's a 3-point conversion or something. So Dan Campbell goes for 2-point conversion and fails. Okay. And they fail a couple 4th downs. Dan Campbell gets too cute, and maybe that's how we win. Yeah, X Factor, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, that's funny. So what's your score prediction? You said 28-23, so that's 5 points. But my score prediction will be like an 8-point difference because I think Dan Campbell is going to try to get too cute and say, we're going to go for 2 because I want to be up by 1 point. And then, yeah. And then the next drive, the next series, the guy that I have to criticize, Abry Thomas makes the game-changing play of his life and takes it to the house, and we're up 28-2. If Abry Thomas can play decent, then I think we can win. I think it really depends on him covering because if he doesn't cover well, we can still hold them to 3 points or less. But I think he needs to play a little better. But that's my skull prediction.
I am nervous, man.
Abry Thomas with a pick 6. That's what I'm hoping for.
Thank you, CG. Thank you, CG. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to see him get a pick 6 so he can shut the doubters up like myself, and then I can send an apology to the guy. But me and OG don't seem to like Thomas as much. So, what about the AFC? I got the Ravens. I'm hoping that it's the Chiefs, but I don't know. Ravens seem too good. Ravens are too complete. like their running game is too much of a problem. Lamar Jackson is no ordinary quarterback. You have to contain this guy or else he's going to have a field day. Patrick Mahomes, he doesn't have a lot of talent around him this time, but he's still a good quarterback. So I'm hoping that the Chiefs win, actually, because I would prefer the Chiefs because their defense is not as good as the Ravens, and they don't got that many weapons that scare me. Only Travis Kelce and Rashid Rice. That's it. And their offensive line is not even that good. Their tackles are trash. Like, you can beat their tackles.
CG, you gonna be coaching?
I hope so. One day, but we'll see. But hey, we already got over an hour. We'll definitely look forward to next week. I'm hoping it's a Super Bowl week. I need her on the anthem. Oh, he wants you on the anthem. He wants you on the anthem song. The LG does music for the Niners. Yeah, the LG's funny. Yeah. Well,
I wouldn't mind facing the Chiefs. He said I need her on the next anthem.
we need to get you on the anthem, like you said, but then you got to go all the way down Arkansas to get her in the anthem.
I'm in the South, Dale, man. I had to leave the Bay Area because it costs too much fucking money.
Costs too much, but I'm pretty sure in other states they're not that expensive. But Arkansas, you kidding me? That's where Bill Kitlin's from. Yeah, but like you said, they act like that in the South, which is true. I've seen it. That's probably the furthest I've been to was down Arkansas before. It's a little too shady over there. It's kind of like a country state if you think about it. There's only a couple cities in Arkansas that they have. The rest of it's more all country towns. Like if you go somewhere like in Tennessee and other states, they're more similar but a little different. But hey, Danielle, we'll definitely look forward to next week.
Okay, boo.
All right, you have a good one, and see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.